Hey everybody, Mr. Reeves back with you, and we are continuing to work with area of circles. We're now looking at area of semicircles and quarter circles. In the last video, which I hope you watched and took notes on, we found the formula for finding the area and also the perimeter of a semicircle and the area and the perimeter of a quarter circle. So we're going to solve some problems in IXL using first semicircles and the formulas for those, and then we're going to come back into the quarter circles. All right, so hopefully this will be proving helpful to you as you try to do these on your own. All right, so let's take a look at the first question. It says the diameter of a semicircle is 3 inches. What is the semicircle's radius? All right, so hopefully this one is not too challenging for you. Remember, in a circle, the diameter goes all the way across the circle, right? And the radius goes halfway. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and take that away. So here we go. So there is my circle, correct? And we're going to go all the way across, and that's going to be my diameter. And then from the center, I'm going to go off, and that's going to be my radius. So they said that the diameter is 6 inches. So if all the way across is 6, then halfway across would be 3, right? So each of these radii is 3. So the answer we're looking for on that first one is 3. All right, looking good. Here we go. All right, the perimeter of a semicircle is 10.28 centimeters. What is the semicircle's diameter? All right, so this one's going to be more challenging. So here we go. So right here, I'm going to have a semicircle, right? And as you recall, when we were doing this, and if you have your notes, right, this part here is the diameter times pi divided by 2, right, from there to there. And then this part across here is the diameter. So we said that the perimeter of a semicircle was the diameter plus the diameter times pi divided by 2. All right, so they told us though here that that perimeter is 10.28. So 10.28 is going to equal the diameter plus the diameter times pi divided by 2. Now there's a complicated algebra way we can solve this, but we're just going to go ahead and try to solve this by guess and check because a little bird told me that it's going to be a whole number answer. All right, so let's go ahead and just try 3. All right, so we're going to do 3 plus 3 times pi divided by 2. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy calculator, which I should have had open once again. I always forget to open this up before I start the videos. And then we got to sit here and watch it open up with that swirly thing. And then I got to go over here and I got to do that. And then I got to clear it out. That's where we should have started. And I'm sorry we weren't, but hey. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I want to do 3 plus 3 times pi over 2. So I'm going to go 3 plus, right? And then I'm going to put parentheses here because I'm going to do 3 times. Now remember, we're supposed to use 3.14 for pi, 3.14. So I'm doing this part right here. And then I'm going to do divided by 2. So do you see what I did? I'm using the formula and I decided to try 3. So it's 3 plus 3 times pi divided by 2. And I'm going to see what I get as an answer. And when I do that, I get 7.71. So 7.71 is too small. All right, but we're on the right track. So I'm going to go ahead and try 4. All right, so let's go ahead back up here and do this again. So now we're going to do 4 plus, and then I'm going to put those parentheses again. I'm going to do 4 times, again, I'm going to use 3.14 for pi, but then I have to divide that by 2 because I only have half of the circle. So again, this is the formula that we found in the last video. And when I put that in, I get 10.28. There it is. All right. So 4 is my diameter. All right. So what is the diameter? The diameter is 4. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 in. and get to my next question. All right, so the perimeter is 15.42 millimeters. What is the semicircle's radius? All right, so once again, we have the same situation, right? So here is our semicircle, right? Here we go. This part right here is the diameter times pi divided by 2, right? And this part right here going across is the diameter. So our formula is the diameter plus the diameter times pi divided by 2, right? Now we just did a problem where when we did this, we got what, 10.28? Now we're saying it's 15.42. Do you remember we did a diameter of 4 and we got 10.28? I'm pretty sure it was 10.28. So how about we try now a diameter of 5 and see what happens? So let's try 5 for D. Okay? Again, we could do this algebraically, but I just rather not have you have to do it complicated algebraically here, because this guess and check method, especially once we've done several problems, we're going to have a good idea of how it's going to work, right? So I'm going to do 5 plus, and remember I'm putting these parentheses to group all this together, although I really don't have to. 5 times, we're going to use 3.14 for pi, right? And then we're going to divide that by 2. And when I do that, I get 12.85, right? So that was what? That was too small. So I'm thinking 6 is going to work. You think 6 is going to work? All right, here we go. So I'm going to do 6 plus, here we go, 6 times 3.14 divided by 2. And when we do that, how much you want to bet we get 15.42? We do. So that means that the diameter is 6. But be careful. They asked us for the radius, not the diameter. And you know that the radius is half of the diameter, right? So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put in 3. And there we go. All righty. So the radius is 3. What is the diameter? You guys know that the diameter is twice, right? So that's going to be 6. All righty. All right. And so, okay. Now they're giving us the diameter and they're asking us for the perimeter, right? Now they're giving us the diameter and they're asking us for the perimeter. Okay. So the diameter, remember, goes all the way across here. And this part again is the diameter times pi divided by 2. The diameter times pi divided by 2. All right, so the formula for the perimeter is the diameter plus the diameter times pi divided by 2. So this is actually easier. I kind of wish they had put this before because on the other one we had to do guess and check and work backwards. Now we're just going to plug it in, right? So we're going to have the diameter of 6 plus we're going to have 6 times pi divided by 2, and that's going to give us the perimeter. All right, well, I hope you know that 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we get 6 plus 3 times pi. That is not 9 pi, by the way. We're going to go to our calculator. I'm going to go ahead and clear it out. And I'm going to do 6 plus 3 times 3.14 because we're using 3.14 for pi. And when I do that, I get 15.42. Does that number sound familiar? That's what we just did on the previous problem, isn't it? We should have known that, huh? 15.42. By the way, it didn't tell us to round. If it had told us to round to the nearest tenth, that would be 15.4. All right, good. I am so excited because now we got to an area problem. Okay, so remember the area of an entire circle, right? When you have the full circle, the area, that's a great center, isn't it? The area is pi times the radius squared. But when you have half of a circle, the area is pi times the radius squared divided by 2. So they told us that the radius is 3, so it's pi times 3 squared, right? Divided by 2, that's going to give us our area. Well, 3 squared is 9, so it's going to be pi times 9 divided by 2. So I'm going to go to my handy dandy calculator. Here we go. I'm going to go pi. Remember, we're using 3.14 times 9. We're going to get that answer, and then we're going to divide that by 2. And what do we get? We get 14.13. 14.13. Let's see if that's correct. And it is. Alrighty, so now we're back to another problem like we did before, so I'm not going to do those. I was hoping they'd give us one where we had the area and we had to find the diameter. Let's see if we can get it to go to the next level. All right, jumping to the next level. Again, it's the same type of problem, so I'm not seeing a new type of problem. All right, here we go. This is one. This is the last one I wanted to do, where they give us the area and then they're asking us for the radius. So here we go. So we have the area of a circle. Let's see if I can get this to come back. So not the area of a circle, but we have the area of a semicircle again. The area of a semicircle is pi times the radius squared divided by 2, right? So the area is 14.13 is equal to pi times the radius squared divided by 2. Now again, we could solve this algebraically. We could multiply both sides by 2. We could divide both sides by pi, and then we could square root. But let's go ahead and just do this by guess and check, all right? So let's try a radius. So I'm going to go ahead and try 3. I think 3 was the one that I tried before first. So I know that 3 squared is 9, and then 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 divided by 2 would be right around there. So I'm estimating I'm going to try 3. So again, I'm going to go pi, but we're using 3.14 for pi. Pi times 3 squared. Pi times 3 squared, and I'm going to get that answer, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. It's looking good, folks. It's looking really good, and I get 14.13. 14.13. So my radius, did they ask me for the radius? They did. My radius is 3, so I'm going to go ahead and put that 3 in, and there we go. All right, so when you are given the radius or you're given the diameter, go ahead and plug those in, and you can find the area and you can find the perimeter using the formulas that we found and you all wrote down and have in your notes. Or if they give you the area or they give you the perimeter, then I'm telling you go ahead and use guess and check to find out the correct radius or diameter, although you're welcome to use algebra if you are just that much smarter than the rest of us. All right, so our next video, we will work with quarter circles. I hope this helped. Talk to you later. Bye.